There were times when I and my partner walked into a meeting and they thought I was the secretary. You jump into it and then you realize, oops, I jumped into it. Now I have to swim through it.
When the world was busy shutting down in 2020, our guest did something bold. She launched a heavy equipment manufacturing startup in India.
I am Santhoshi Buddhiraju this side, CEO and co-founder of Autocracy Machinery.
Today on Grit and Growth, we take you to Hyderabad, a bustling hub of innovation in southern India. It's there Santhoshi and team are transforming the heavy machinery landscape. She's breaking barriers in a male-dominated industry and making waves on a global scale.
Our journey started during COVID time. When the whole world was shutting down, we realized labor was quite a big problem. Manpower was not available and we were extremely dependent on imports.
Santhoshi's determination to solve big challenges stems from her roots, and her journey was shaped by resilience and her family's unwavering support.
I come from a very normal middle-class Indian family, very conservative. 2 daughters, my parents wanted a boy. So they thought that they'll raise me like a boy. They wanted a boy, they ended up with me, they had no option. But then actually, I think that was when my parents, they never showed anything that like you can't do something. I think that was my nurture. So they were supportive.
Santhoshi's journey began at IIT Madras, where she laid the foundation for her career with a world-class education, but also created a food delivery side hustle. From there, she got her first international opportunity through an internship at Georgia Tech. And eventually, she ventured into the corporate world, first as a consultant, and then moving into a leadership role at HSBC.
My mom said that, okay, you've taken too much of risk, now you should. I was like, okay, I tried to be a good girl at least once, listen to her. And then HSBC was another journey where I learned working long hours there. I learned that you pick up a job, you finish a job there. I learned taking risk. I think HSBC taught me working in an organized way and see it how a big firms do it, how the structure, how an organizational structure is built in.
Seeing a significant gap in the market, Santhoshi envisioned local manufacturing as a way to reduce dependency and transform India's infrastructure and economy. During the pandemic, it was nearly impossible to source essential heavy equipment in India, like earth-moving and trenching equipment. This caused critical infrastructure projects to stall.
We realized, okay, we are actually sending rockets out. We're sending everything out of the space. Why are we unable to do the basic machinery that we need on a day-to-day basis?
That's when Santhoshi decided to step up to tackle the problem head-on. From trenching for underground utility networks to specialized equipment for agriculture and water supply, the company is redefining what's possible for Indian manufacturing while tailoring it to India's specific needs.
So we have problems. I'd not say problems. We have developmental opportunities. So the problem that we were trying to solve at that point was there's a lot of machinery that we were importing into the country. $43 billion was what we imported last financial year. That's huge. And imagine you being the biggest population of the world, biggest consumer of the goods. And then we realized, why are we not manufacturing our stuff? And very, very basic stuff.
Santhoshi was drawn to creating something truly transformative, but from the ground up.
The adrenaline rush just got me. And building something was like immense fun. From 0 to 1, the journey was amazing.
It was that adrenaline rush that set the stage for her next bold venture, and thus Autocracy Machinery was born.
You have more manpower than anybody can imagine, and imagine what magic you can do, just the way we did it in the IT sector. What can we do if we don't support ourselves? Our cities are developing, our ecosystem is developing, and our population is rising. So we have to get more organized. So what India is trying to do is build a better utility network, water pipelines, gas, electricity, digital networks or cable, optical fiber networks, all of this to every household. This problem itself did not exist to us 5 years back. 10 years back, before 2020, 10 years, 10 years back, we were having different problems altogether to solve. And now we are seeing growth and growth happening at a rapid speed. So now it is demanding for more settled, organized, well-planned cities. And then you require machinery for them. So that is when we said that, okay, if you're putting your underground utility network, so if you have to develop this, you need to dig, and imagine how much you'll have to dig. For this, we require machinery that will do job faster, that will do job cheaper, and that will do the job accurately. So then we realize there's a need, there's an opportunity. Why don't we manufacture the machines which are importing at 150K? Why are we not manufacturing it in India? We eventually went and manufactured them. I think then Autocracy had everything it required.
Autocracy Machinery provides the tools needed to cut roads, dig trenches, and lay the groundwork for India's rapidly developing infrastructure. Santhoshi and her team built solutions that not only reduced reliance on imports, but also delivered unmatched service to local markets, and eventually well outside of India.
I can simply say you add 1+1 or you add 100+100, it's the same engineering, it's the same mechanical. You learn. So we kept on learning. We added to more industries. Now I'm supplying for solar. We supplying for Africa. We are supplying Middle East. We've supplied machinery for Ukraine war. I could pinch myself. Why is Middle East coming to India to me, a 4-year, 5-year-old startup, saying that can you manufacture this machine? I was doing something right. I was listening to the customer saying that this is their problem. They wanted solutions, quality, cost effectiveness, and after sales service.
It wasn't all wins in the early days. Like any ambitious startup, Autocracy Machinery faced its fair share of setbacks. Santhoshi and her partner Lakshman were constantly questioning if they were even on the right path, navigating the challenges of bringing a first-of-its-kind product to market in India.
The ride was bumpy. I would not say bumpy. The ride was roller coaster. The first 1 year was every time I and my partner Lakshman used to ask each other a question like, are we doing this right? And to any entrepreneur who's ever listening to this, trust me, I question myself that every day, but it's still an answer that I keep looking and I go on day after day after day. From the challenges standpoint, you can call it a first mover advantage, but you can also call it a first mover disadvantage. People are skeptical when you bring a new problem. And that too, we were a company that was doing its first product for the first time and first of its kind of product in India. You have to listen to your customer. You have to be patient with them. You have to be nice to them. There is no other way. That's the only way. Customer is God. And trust me, I would not understand this 2 years back 3 or 4 years back as an employee of some company. I'll be like, okay. But now I will be like, if the customer says something, it'll trigger a reaction. Earlier, it used to be like, okay, he's having some problem. How much does he want to pay for the problem? Now I'll be like, he has a problem, solve the problem. And if any other customer is going to face the similar problem, do it in advance. Go to him before it comes to him.
The problems weren't just technical, they were also personal. What makes this story even more remarkable is that Santhoshi chose to step into an industry traditionally dominated by men, a field where it's rare to see women take charge, let alone disrupt the market. In a world where societal expectations often define career paths, she broke barriers to tackle some of the hardest problems with determination and ingenuity.
I'll tell you how male-dominated it is. There were times when I and my partner walked into a meeting and they thought I was the secretary. I know that it was a male-dominated industry, but again, you jump into it and then you realize, oops, I jumped into it. Now I have to swim through it. I'm 33 years old and I'm not married. That's a very big taboo in India right now. Poor my mom and my dad, wherever they go, the first thing they're asked is, why is she not married yet? And my mom and dad, they said that she's trying to do something, but still they come back and they're a little afraid to ask me the question. It's your baby and it requires an undivided attention. And I said that I'll take care of this baby fully. Once the baby is little grown and it can take care of itself, I'll give a little more time for my personal life. And you will learn to sacrifice. People will think you're mad and crazy. And I think I should quote this out. This has been the hardest part of my life. Last year, I was thinking I should get married. And then one day I woke up and I said that, no, I don't think I'll be able to do this because it'll be unfair for me because I would not do justice to this and that.
Taking on family expectations and culture and gender norms can be lonely. But for the rest of their challenges, Santhoshi credits her team for the company's success and growth.
All my employees, my research and development team is like the backbone of the company that's headed by my partner. They just do the first machine, and then after the first machine, they knock it out into my basket and say, I'm done with the first one. You now do the rest. The second, the third, the 100th, you keep on doing. Both my teams, either be it the one that does the production and pushes it, or the R&D team. And as a team, we were around a 20 or a 25 people team. And now we are a 150, 160 people team. I should say I've been very, very lucky with the team. I know it might sound cliche and all, and it was me there on the front. It was always the team behind. We won a national award. I think we celebrated it for half a day. The team was back at work. And I think the whole credit goes to the team and my partner. I have been there as the front face of it and all. I don't think it would have been possible without that wonderful team that I had. All that I'll say is for the girls out there, girls and guys, and especially for the girls, it's like, it's okay, do it. You will find out your way. All the dots will eventually connect and you will keep on. Just keep walking. The path will form automatically.
Santhoshi's story is a testament to fearless leadership and the power of bold, unconventional thinking. She stepped into an industry that few women would dare to enter. She not only broke barriers, but also redefined what's possible in Indian manufacturing. By tackling problems with perseverance, sacrifice, and a clear vision, Santhoshi has proven that meaningful progress is driven by determination and a team united in its purpose. Her journey reminds us that true innovation isn't just about the machinery you build, it's about the change you inspire. I'd like to thank Santhoshi for sharing the Autocracy Machinery story. I'm Darius Teeter, and this has been a Grit and Growth Short Take. Erica Amawake Ajay and VN Virgin researched and developed content for this episode. Kendra Gladich is our production coordinator, and our executive producer is Tiffany Steves, with writing and production from Nathan Tower and sound design and mixing by Ben Cranell at Lower Street Media.